So today we have Mr. Jogin, who is the founder of Eyestem with us. Eyestem is one of the few Indian startups that's accepting what's usually seen only in biotech hubs like Boston or across US. In this conversation, Dr. Jogin will share what it takes to move from lab to science to human trials. So Jogin, let's just kind of get started.
Sure.
We want to know, Eyestem ran its first human trial for cell therapy in India.
That's correct.
Something we usually associate with the global hubs in biotech, right? So which part of that stack was hardest to set up in India and why?
I think the mindset of doing product development, keeping in mind the ultimate regulatory output, is going to be the hardest because it is not well developed in India, right? This is the first trial. People think that just because we have created a product, that means we're ready to go. Our first product we created in 2018. After that, it takes a huge amount of time to validate reagents, validate analysis timelines. I mean, there's a whole set of documentation which will be hard to do in India because the scientists are not used to it. So that's certainly one of the hardest things that we have to do.
Okay. Thank you. So your phase 1 trial showed that the patents gained measurable vision. What signals did that give you scientifically, and and from a product market point of view, what are your inputs on that?
So we saw in a phase 1 trial that the patients had, and this is very easy to gauge because patients just say I can see, which I wasn't able to see. So that way it's a very easy, intuitive understanding, and so that was number one. But what happened is we could see it in multiple patients, not just one. So it was not a one-off. So it helped us understand that this is a consistent effect. It's not a one-off. And then when we do it in larger amount of patients, it will not be a one-off.
Okay.
And we could see structural changes that we see in the retina, which indicates that it has the potential to be long-term, say 12 months or higher.
Okay.
And those are very key important indications, which is consistency and possible medium-term, I would say. Long-term, the science is still not there yet, but at least we know that it works for the medium-term.
So which was the hardest part in all of this?
I think trying to understand the relationship between the structure and the function in an environment where there's no precedence. So you can't really depend on somebody. You can't read a paper and say this is what it is. You have to interpret everything on a first principles basis. And it's not just science, but it's art. And making sure that you're right on that is always the most hardest in any biotech.
Correctly and rightly said. So let's go a little bit deeper and understand that, just for everyone, most global cell therapies cost over 1 crore, right? Eyestem is aiming for under $10,000.
That's correct.
Right? So where does the cost advantage come from, and how do you scale without losing the quality or the regulatory confidence?
It's an excellent question. So the first thing is you start with your purpose, and everything flows down from that purpose. So we decided that it has to be an allogenic suspension, so that it can be frozen. If you freeze it for a long period of time, you can scale it, right? You can create large volumes, and economies of scale can kick in. Our protocol was designed in a way in which from a small batch of cells, you can create a very, very large batch. So, so that itself created a lot of cost advantages for us. And the quality is a table stakes here. If you don't have quality, you're really not in the game. So, so that any good startup has to understand that. And between these two, and we have had a very clear culture of frugal innovation.
Yes.
So we've been very, very frugal. We still are about 15 people, the entire team, including us and so on, right? And there have been examples like this in India as well. Like Arvind Madurai has done this amazing intraocular lens, which is an HPR case study now. So I think if you have the purpose and the will and the right backers and the right alignment in your founding team, it's possible.
It is. I'm sure it is. All right. So what is the one seemingly impossible problem in the vision or in the regenerative medicine that you believe deep tech or AI can help solve in the next decade?
Yeah. So I think one of the bigger issues is trying to understand changes at a very granular level. So just to give you a sense of the size that we're talking about the macula. The entire macula is 5 millimeter square. And the fovea, which is a small part of the macula, which is responsible for 90% of our vision, is 1.5 millimeter square. Our cells we are putting is 200,000 cells, which is 200 microliters.
Okay.
So it's not even 1 ml, right? It's 0.2 ml that goes inside. Now, when you're working with that kind of scale, you have to have AI that can help oversee what are the intricate changes in the layers of the retina that are happening. So we're already working with a Switzerland-based retina AI company, where we're trying to understand what are the intricate changes. But if we get that significantly more advanced with more data, that would go a long way in helping us understand the effect of the treatment.
Sure, I'm pretty sure. So just to follow up on that, I know Eyestem, but being in this industry, what are some of the early successes that you're witnessing, which also have the potential to create a mass level impact in the next 10 years or so?
So the entire CAR T revolution that has come in, it has gone to what I call CAR T 1.0, where it has demonstrated it has the ability to, cure seemingly incurable cancers. I call it 1.0 because the 2.0 will be the scalable one. Right now it still is, I think it costs anywhere between 40 to 80 lakhs in India, which is, I think, 1/4 of what it would cost or more in the US, but it is still 40 to 80 lakhs, still outside of it. So I think the CAR T 2.0, which can cost less than 20 lakhs, would be an incredible revolution.
I'm sure it will be. Yeah. It will revolutionize demographics.
Absolutely.
Yes. So, just going back to you now, back to Eyestem, you've submitted data to CDSCO and are eyeing global trials next, right? What would it take for India to not just run the trials, but actually launch, export deep science products from here? I know it's a very ambitious thing.
It's not. If you have the right purpose, the right quality, and the right people, I don't think it's that hard. I think there is a lot that is only in our mind, because we have gone to Boston, we've gone to some of the biggest conferences in the world, and nobody has questioned, are you from India or China or US? It's data is the data.
Correct.
So as long as data is collected in a honest manner, and as long as they see a team which is sincere, I don't think there is a problem, honestly. We just have to do it. So.
Correct. Okay, I think I have my last question for you. Now, building a deep tech company in India requires specialized talent, support of the ecosystem. What are the hardest to find skills in the current biotech landscape, and how can industry, academia, startups being part of it, collaborate to close some of these gaps?
I think so things are changing, which is good. But when we started, there was a clear line between academia and industry, where one would not cross the other, right? And I think that collaboration becomes very important. The realization that academia is doing great work in basic science, which enables a corporate to move forward, should be there. And the realization in academia that corporates moving forward brings in the money, which allows them to do the basic science, also should be there. So there is a synergy there, which both parties should mutually recognize. And when that happens, and then you saw the government's 100,000 crore fund and all that. So there is a lot of fantastic initiatives that are coming up. So I'm very optimistic over the 5 years that we can see. I believe biotech is today where IT was in the late 90s.
So we are just beginning.
And we're just building up, and it's for me, obviously I'm biased, but the kind of problems that biotech can solve is something that nobody else has the position to solve.
Yes, I'm sure. And so do you truly believe that India can become a global deep tech hub?
I would say differently. India has no choice. Because I think we were very fortunate during COVID because we had a very large manufacturing base of vaccines. So we were able to negotiate our way out. We don't have a manufacturing base for cell and gene therapies yet. They are all going to be manufactured abroad. So unless we have our own players who are manufacturing it, we are going to have a lot of therapies that are available to the outside world that are never going to be available to patients in India. And these are diseases where people are dying, getting blind and all of that. So we have to, there is no choice for us.
Got it. Thank you. It was a pleasure chatting with you, and thank you so much.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. Likewise.